Today is fight day. We're going to be using Belal, Canelo, hands, Muhammad. And we're going to try to show off some of the boxing in this fight right here. Most importantly, let me know what you guys think about the matchup, who you think's going to win, and how they're going to win tonight. Personally, I think JDM could win, but if we're talking about Belal Muhammad, unbiasedly, we haven't really seen JDM go the distance like in a 5-rounder. I think he's only been in 3-rounders for the most part. Most recently, his fight with Gilbert Burns. That's his most recent win and fight. And we saw he did go the full 3 with a lot of grappling, a lot of scrambling. He was still able to find a finish, but 3 rounds and 5 rounds are just different beasts. So we're going to see if his cardio can keep up. Then it could definitely present a lot of problems for Belal Muhammad, because one of his main attributes is his cardio and relentless pressure. And he's going to really rely on that to really tire him out, wear him out, take away the power threat of JDM, and take away his movement as well. The more tired he is, he's not going to be able to just, pressure you down with boxing and force boxing exchanges. We don't really know how Belal's going to approach the fight, because with Gilbert Burns, he was kicking a lot. He was on the outside. With more dangerous boxers, like Jeff Neal and Vicente Luque that he has faced earlier in his career. Maybe not more dangerous than JDM, but he would fight on the back foot. And the special part that I've seen about Belal Muhammad in some of the fights I was watching and some of the breakdowns, he's really good at shooting like singles and doubles like off of the back foot. So it's not like he needs to pressure you and put you against the fence to get really good takedowns. He can be on the back foot and shoot like in an instant. So it's going to be pretty cool to see how, he's going to approach JDM. Because, do you pressure him? Do you put him against the fence like you did Leon? Or are you going to use more of a kickboxing style and kind of just, shoot, off of kicks or, things like that. But that's why we get to watch. To be honest, I'm just hoping it's not going to be a boring fight where, JDM's just getting controlled and it's like a decision. So I'm hoping to see both fighters have to really fight for the victory. But that's definitely a key. Just try to wear out JDM, take him to the deeper rounds. Maybe let him use some of his gas in the first round or two and pick up the pace round 3, 4, and 5 and just really gas him out. But, you can't rely on that in the fight game. If you do, sometimes a fighter can match your cardio. Or sometimes they don't have as much volume as you were expecting and they still have, a gas tank in rounds 4 and 5, and letting earlier rounds go and kind of being passive in the early rounds can cost you if you're wrong. And if he wants to defend his title, he's going to have a foolproof game plan, especially seeing JDM working with Craig Jones. It's definitely going to be worrisome, because what if you can't take the fight to the ground? You can't rely on attributes, in the fight game. If you fight an opponent that kind of just shuts down your attributes, like matching your cardio and being able to stop, the most dominant part of your game, which is going to be Belal's wrestling, you pretty much have like a fight where you don't know what you're doing and you're just going to have to go out there and be wild, So I wonder what his plan B is going to be if he can't drag JDM through the deep waters or even get him down to the ground as often as he would like. So that's going to be very intriguing. But yeah, as far as using him in UFC 5, I don't use him too often. If I'm using someone who's grappling, I usually use like Shavkat, Usman. But he's definitely fun to use. He has 100 cardio, 5-star singles and doubles. His boxing got upgraded too. It got buffed really well after the Leon fight. They gave him like a 4-star snap jab. His hands are a little bit faster. He does have pretty solid kicks. He does have crazy legs as well. Pretty sure that's from the Gilbert Burns fight where he was kicking off the back foot a lot, from what I remember at least. But we are going to be wrestling a little bit more in these later fights. The first fight was, just striking a bit. But we're going to be using the grappling as well. But we got to mix that in very well. We can't just blindly shoot, or, if we get our takedown stuffed pretty often early in, we're going to lose a lot of stamina. So we obviously don't want that. We're going to set it up off the boxing, kind of like how Belal would do in real life. Got to give him something to worry about on the feet before he could just start shooting takedowns. Unless you sense your opponent's not as good as you and you could take the risk, go ahead. But you gotta wear people down with the ground game. Make them work to get up. Constantly deny them. And I try to go for the submission here. We do unfortunately get reversed. We're able to block most of his strikes. And we're back to the feet. And if you're a wrestler or a grappler in UFC 5 and that's your main style, definitely recommend chopping up the leg. It gives you more grapple advantage for your takedowns. And it's going to be a lot harder to deny takedowns as the opposing fighter. So if you have someone's leg fully chopped, you're going to have more grapple advantage for your takedowns. You see that bar right above round 1. You'll see it's flashing red most of the time. That's because I've started to, chop his leg up. And he's also getting behind that black line. So it's going to be a lot easier to shoot takedowns and get them. And harder for your opponent to deny them. And also if you're using grapplers, sometimes grapplers in the weight class have less power and worse striking than other options. So minimizing their power by 30% by fully chopping up their leg can help you win those boxing exchanges in case you can't get your opponent to the ground. I've had fights like that where I use, say, a Belal, Sean Brady, and I just can't get the opponent to the ground. They have really good takedown defense, so I have to open it up on the feet and chopping down their leg, making whoever they're using less powerful on the feet helps out significantly. So definitely add that to your game if you're a grappler. We're just punching the body a whole bunch at the end of the round. Those are some free shots to the body. We'll definitely take those. We already got a decent stamina lead, and it's only round 2. This is a 5-round fight, so still trying to take my time. We duck that right there. Hit him on a nice straight. If you duck someone's punch, that's a free counter window. You just gotta be quick with it. It could be a duck straight, duck hook, uppercut. Ooh, nasty uppercut finish for us. Going against a Sean Brady. We're gonna wait for him for a second, see if he comes back. Yeah, it looks like he doesn't really know what he's doing, so we're probably gonna shoot on him. Yeah. You're gonna see what he does. He's gonna go left, trying to recover his full guard. Did not left again. Going with the full mount. Yeah, right here I made a mistake. Like that transition, I thought he was gonna give up a back mount. I thought it was gonna take us in the back mount, but it was a reversal. Put him in a nice triangle choke. We deny right. Then we go up for the submission to finish it. But he does have good sub defense as far as in the ratings. So it's going to take a little bit more. We're going to rock him right here. Going to posture up. R1, L2, and flick down. That's a free armbar entry. You can only do that while they're rocked in full mount or any position where they have a sub. You got to have them rocked. That'll be the end of the fight and the end of the showcase. I hope you guys enjoyed and look forward to seeing UFC 315 just like me.